Dave here with Half Dozen Customs. We're out here on the Monte for some Monte Monday madness. Today we're gonna start on the underside of the car. I'm gonna bring you guys down there with me since we have the GoPro back now. You guys should be able to fit underneath there and at least get to see a little something. What we're going to work on is, we did a lot of welding underneath there, inside the floor, which, protrudes to the underneath, penetrates to the underneath. So, we got to go down there and we got to grind that up and clean that up. Everywhere that I did some welds, there is still, even with all the patchwork and all the stuff that I cut out and replaced, there's still a lot of rust underneath there. But I sandblasted everything from the inside. Underneath, I'm not going to lay on my back underneath there and sandblast. I'm just not going to do it. If I had a rotisserie, there would be a different story, but I don't. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of hit it with the grinder, maybe some wire wheeling. If it's anything frame wise, maybe we'll hit it with the needle scaler. And we're just going to get it cleaned up. We're going to get it hit with some POR 15, which should stop the rust, or at least slow it down. The frame, suspension, axle, stuff like that's all going to get gloss black POR 15. Anything on the floor that's rusty will get POR 15. Anything that's bare metal will probably get sanded down. Hit with some 2-in-1 in a rattle can, which is just it's just paint and primer in one. I call it 2-in-1. We'll probably hit it with that, and then it's going to get undercoated. I bought large cans of 3M undercoating, so we're going to undercoat it. The frame, rear end suspension is going to stay gloss black. We'll tape all that off, and we'll undercoat the floor and the rest. So, that's a little ways down the road, but we're getting started. We're going to start getting it cleaned up. I'm definitely not going to spend the amount of time on the bottom that we did, like doing all the patches and all that stuff inside. We're just going to get it cleaned up. A lot of what's down there will get covered up by the undercoating. The undercoating's thick and kind of bubbly, and so I don't think we need to do any body work or anything down there. I think we can just grind it up, clean it up, and undercoat it. Maybe I'll do a little test spot. As long as everything looks good, then we'll go with it. If it doesn't look good, then maybe we'll assess the situation a little further after that. And I'm meaning weld wise, like if I grind it all up and clean it all up, and then I spray it with some undercoating, and you can still see that I welded it, then we'll assess the situation. Maybe I'll spread a little coat of filler down there and hit it with the DA to smooth it out, but that's a big if. But I do want it to look nice down here, because like I've said probably 100 times in other videos that I want it to look nice underneath here. So let's see, you guys have a cool fancy light on here. Sometimes everything's brighter than the lights I have down here so that I can see. Hopefully, I don't know how long your guys' batteries will last, but I got a couple charged up. I brought my bag of leftovers down here as far as grinding discs go. I'm not going to use new ones down here. So it looks really good down here, other than just a little cleanup. So, okay, I'll just repeat this again because I was talking while the compressor was on. My wife edits all the videos. She yells at me for talking while the compressor's on because you can't hear me. So, I'm having to wait in between for the compressor to fill up. Unfortunately, the valve in the pump started leaking. So if I continue to sand or grind, it runs the tank empty in just a couple minutes, and then it takes like 10 minutes for the compressor to fill back up, because it's losing half its air while it's pumping. It's coming out of the intake where the air filter is, blowing air out that. So it's only like pumping at half its capacity. So it can't keep up with me with what I'm doing, and it just drains the tank, and then it takes forever to fill up. I ordered a rebuild kit, or I'm ordering a rebuild kit in a couple days here. I found one. We're going to get it on the way. I don't know how long it's going to take to get here, but I figure in the next week or two we'll be rebuilding the pump on the compressor. So I'll video that. We'll make a video of it. But I was also going to say, like, so there is some patchwork like we have to do down here. So I have mentioned before that, so like I made this piece down here. You can see it says tunnel, it has an arrow on it, blah, blah, blah. So that's like the new body mount. I made a cover for it. It was all rotted out. I cut out all the rot. I rust proofed it. That's that fresh black that you see there. And then I put the cover over it. It got holes drilled through from the inside, and we spot welded it in. And I'm going to do the same thing right there. I talked about it in another video that it was like 6 inches away from my previous work. And I'm probably just going to make another cover. We'll cut some of that out, and we'll rust proof it. And then I'll make a cover to go over it. We'll drill some holes from the inside. We'll spot weld it in. We'll do it, the exact same way that we did it the first time. So, and then I'll get some seam sealer around there. It'll be all nice and pretty. As far as I know from what I've kind of looked at on this thing and been underneath and whatnot, that's the only spot now that I have to fix. Everything else has been fixed. That's all that's left. So, I think. But here, we're going to get back to grinding. So let's see, what should we do here, guys? So what do you think I should coat these? Or should I just undercoat it? Should we do a test? Like, I mean, I know that I can, you know, I mean, you kind of hammer on the undercoating and maybe coat it twice in a couple of spots. Like, I don't think that you'll see the weld because, you know, I ground the welds down, so, you know, they're no more bumpy now than the undercoating's going to be. It's just, you know, the dents and dimples and, you know, little gullies that are created by the heat when you're welding or whatnot, the unevenness of the two pieces of metal. Like, you know, you're gonna see it. Do I coat that? Here looking at that, like how I was showing you guys how I need to make that cover for that piece. It looks like I need to do it on both sides. Nothing wrong with that, you know. It's just another piece that I gotta make. We gotta cut this exhaust out. Exhaust is in good shape. It's a shame that I'm cutting it out. I think it was replaced like right before this car got parked. But it's gonna get dual exhaust with the 350 now instead of the single. So we gotta cut that out, get that out of the way. The rear end's gotta come out. That's not gonna be fun. We're gonna have to redo all the seals in that rear end, man. That thing is leaking like a sieve. It's just sitting here dripping. Alright, so here's so I've kind of gotten underneath there now, and you know, we did some grinding, and I guess you could say I kind of like assessed the situation. So far I like what we got grinded up. I like how it got cleaned up. I'm thinking maybe in a few spots it might get a little bit of body work, just because even if I undercoat it, you're gonna see something. So I think that there's a couple of spots, mainly where this front patch is, and it's only because it goes straight across the floor, right in the middle of the floor, right where you see it. I think that's the one that we need to take care of. The back ones, I think we're okay with that. I don't think we have to worry about that. So, you know, maybe a little bit on the other side. We'll see. I haven't gotten over there yet. I need to make those covers for that. So I'm thinking, I mean, do I have to do this? No, I don't. But so the cover that I made from down there already is actually from, it was scrap metal. I think I had showed you guys in another video, like, look, I took this rusty piece of metal and I sandblasted it and cleaned it up and I straightened it all out, and we put it in the brake and we bent it up and we made this pretty little piece out of a piece of rusty metal. So I still have some of that rusty metal. I said that it's from another project that's here that I'm going to be redoing, and we're going to be putting nice new metal in there. So I'm actually able to get to that metal now. Should I cut that out and use some of that metal to finish doing this, since I've already done it with some of that metal? Or should I just use a new piece of metal? Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know. I think I got underneath there and I assessed the situation. I kind of know what I need to do. I think I need to cut that exhaust, get that exhaust out of there. So maybe we'll do that next. I don't think I'm gonna do it right now. I know we didn't do a whole lot tonight, but it was kind of an assessing the situation and see what was going on type of thing, and you know, see how it was gonna go, and we got to see that. You know, maybe pull the rear end out next, and I don't know. I don't really want to pull the rear end out yet because I can't afford to rebuild. I can't afford to get all new seals yet. I don't, you know what, actually, when I go in tonight, let me research and see what all the rear end seals cost, because I mean, if they're only, you know, if they're only 20 or 30 bucks or something for the seals, then I'll order them, and then when they get here, then I'll pull the rear end, because I may have to move this again here shortly, and I won't be able to move it with no rear end in it. So when I take the rear end out, I would like to take the rear end out. We'll get it pressure washed, cleaned up, we'll take it apart, we'll replace all the seals, we'll put new fluid in it, we'll POR 15 it, get it all painted up, and then we'll put it, you know, we'll put it back in. So I got stuff to think about. I'm out, guys. See you in the next video. Sorry this one was kind of short and boring.
Oop.